Don Jazzy, the embassies. It was really amazing, and that just gives a little background about who I am. So my name is Bernard. Everyone calls me nice, and people wondered why I was doing that. I just believe that I am an advocate for Africa to the world. When I say that, I mean that everybody here has something, everybody here has some talent. And the world, I mean, when you even watch movies, and then they're showing the world, most of the time they show the globe and they don't even show the African continent. It's like outside Ghana, they even forget that we exist. It's only now that, yeah, beyond the return, all that is making us come to life. But there's so much that we can do that the world needs to hear about us. So that's my thing, and that's what I was doing on Twitter when I was working for Twitter. So yeah, that's my background. I'm a brand and marketing consultant. But today is not about me. Today is about you, and today is about CopyChain. So I want to start by saying that it's easy for us Ghanaians to be hindered by the challenges, our surroundings, inadequacies. And when I say inadequacies, I mean little things like light off, little things like stable internet. That doesn't mean our back is on the ground. And those inadequacies sometimes make us not think beyond what we want to achieve and make us think mediocre. It's not our fault, it's just because we are limited with things, right? So sometimes when I get opportunity to catch up with the amazing media and personalities, I end up delving into how worrying these inadequacies can challenge our ambitions and make us choose mediocrity. It's easy for a blogger to be caught up following just clicks, right? Building content that does not build a brand, that does not build something that will outlive them and open more doors to broader dialogue. I want to use this platform first, before I start, to express how proud I am of CopyChain and the path he has chosen as a blogger. He's chosen a very differentiated path that not many bloggers have chosen. And I want all of us to give a thundering applause to CopyChain. When Copy suggested my initial topic on brand strategy, I'm like, that's going to be very boring, very corporate. And I'm going to talk about a topic that is very phenomenal to what we are doing now, resonates with what he is doing. We are all here because of his influence. I'll be sharing a few truths and observations on the immense power of social media influence, because I myself have worked with a lot of influencers because of the work that I do. So basically, what is social media influence? I'm sure they've all said it all. Everybody here has come, said something amazing about it. But in just a summary, it simply is the ability to sway the thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors of others using social media platforms. Lift your hand if you believe you cannot be influenced. The fly is trying to kill my shine. I will endure. He cannot be influenced by social media influencers. I want to see. I have a friend who says when he sees marketing companies give us a budget to work with influencers, he's like, why are they paying all these people? Like, why? Like, I mean, these people don't influence me. There's no way they can influence me. But just last week, I was at a wedding, and this guy was dancing, putting his hand to his mouth, pretending to shoot a gun, and singing. I'd be like, Terminator. And then I just looked at him, I'm like, where did you learn that? They said, oh, they do for TikTok. I'm like, well, what does that say? You've clearly been influenced. So, interestingly, everybody here is influenced by social media influencers, one way or the other. There are different types of buckets with influence. So, we have those who are instantly influenced, and we have those who are logically influenced, and we have those who are passively influenced. And those who are instantly influenced, the moment they see something, and I'm McGrath is selling a TV, boom, like they're interested, they pick the phone, and they want to call it, and they want to buy it. Those who are logically influenced, they see her put up the TV, they're like, this thing doesn't excite me, or they can't be bothered. And then later on, they're giving it some thoughts, and then they're trying to think and reason, or gauge it against their finances, and then eventually they will buy it. Then the common ones who say they are not influenced are the passive ones. These people watch it, can't be bothered, or say they won't be bothered. 1 month after, 2 months after, 3 months after, one day they're in a shop buying a TV, and they can't find a TV that they're familiar with the name. And then they just see one that says maybe Hisense, and they're like, I think I've seen this thing somewhere before. And they don't even remember where they saw it, but then they buy it because it's a familiar brand. Now that being passively influenced, because you didn't realize it, and later on, because it was familiar, you purchased it. So, which one of these people are you? Give it some thought. Also, when I speak of social media influence, many of us here can only picture people with a lot of followers, thousands and thousands of followers. I'm sure we all have smartphones, and I'm sure we are all on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm sure even at least we have like 20 people following us. Now, 20 people following us, it looks like it's a small number, right? But imagine I walked in here with 20 people following me all the way till I came to sit down. You guys would wonder, hey, who's this guy? Like, it will even look weird, right? Now, that shows that it's a big number, right? Now, those 20 people, I'm sure all of you gossip here on social media, and when I say gossip, I mean you see something, you share it to at least 5 friends in their DMs, right? Now, if you have 5 people following you, and you are even 20 people, and you are posting things, and all these people are sharing it to 5 other people, what is that? Reach, influence. When it comes to influence, numbers is the last thing to even think about. Everybody here is a social media influencer, if you don't realize it. I've worked with so many brands, and sometimes the people who perform most are those with what we call the micro influencers, are those with less than 10,000 followers, or even sometimes 2,000 or 5,000. And you see someone with 100,000 who is not making the numbers that they want. And that's just because it's just, for example, Beyonce. We all know about Beyonce and Ivy Park. Beyonce and Ivy Park, it failed. She's like one of the biggest celebrities ever, but it did not relate because she's a demigod kind of artist, and you're selling something that is available. There's no way there's a connection. So look at her numbers, but someone who was smaller, or an influencer living in Ghana, might be able to push Ivy Park even more than Beyonce, right? So influence is not just about numbers, it's about content. So basically, when you see that someone goes viral overnight, sometimes they're not even online. Do you remember Eventuary, that guy? That guy was not on social media. He went viral without being on social media. And he eventually came on social media because of that. So what does that tell you? That tells you that you need to get your content game right. You need to focus on building a lot of good content. Put it on YouTube like what Maya said. And before you know it, your content is gonna go viral. Like he said, it's just that one video, and then you go viral. So, like as you sit here, you have a phone, you have data, you can create good content. Just keep building that, and before you know it, you're building something for yourself. And like my grandma said it, you don't have to go to school to make it in life these days. The tools are in our hands. Our phones, like you just need a device, you need a phone, you need exciting content, and you need people who will help push it for you. So I'll just say 2 things, right? When you decide to create content, think of one thing first. How authentic are you? Be yourself. For example, me, I'm not a football person. If you catch me tweeting football or talking about football on Instagram, you think someone's held a gun to my head. So if a brand came to me and said, oh, they wanted me to push something football related, it's not authentically me. So if I post it, it doesn't look real. It might not even give them the numbers they want, because football fans don't follow me, right? So if you know what you stand for, what you're authentic for, and a brand comes to you, you need to do something that is recognizably you. And my brand said it. What's the thing that you really like to do? What's your hobby? What are the things that make you you? So be authentic, that's one. Also, do your values align with how you post? I don't mention it, but there was a celebrity who recently posted something about something you can drink that you get people's husbands and men and that kind of thing, right? Now that doesn't align with her values, right? And she eventually came to apologize. But I'm sure at that moment the management said, "Oh, post this. The money is good." But then after she posted it there, people are following her and are like, that doesn't align with your values. So make sure that whatever you're posting to aligns with your values. So yeah, social media is not just about entertainment. It can drive societal change. It can make an impact. You saw what the TV3 lady did. And you can use your social media to drive advocacy in a lot of things. So in conclusion, I would say that power of social media is a force that should not be underestimated. And I need you to ask yourself, how are you using your social media influence to benefit the change around you? This has been very short, and this is something that I want you to take home with. Think about it and see what you're using your social media for. Before I leave, I just want to share what I've been up to since I lost my job. I spent some time, because I've worked with a lot of influencers, creating a space. It's a channel right next to Uniflora. It's called Jambo. And what it is basically a space that influencers, creators, people who want to understand the creative space can come. You can come and work from there. You can come and shoot podcasts. There's a music studio, those who are interested in music. If you want to do an event, there are a lot of people who have so much talent that can start doing master classes. You don't have to be a superstar to do a master class. If you can sew really well, or you can dance really well, or you can do something special, you can come and then I can teach you how to do a master class or a workshop or something that will help you build an audience and even make some money. So thank you very much for coming, and big ups to Kobe and all of you. I appreciate you. God bless you.